Good evening and welcome to Newswatch on this Friday, the 4th day of August 2023. Hoping you have had a good day. You're just in time for Hope TV's news updates. I'm Tess Njenga and our sign language interpreter is Boniface Mureithi. Sit back, relax and let us get you briefed on the day's events. We are streaming live on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter at Hope TV Kenya, where you can also send in your feedback. Let us kick off. The Law Society of Kenya has moved to court to challenge the constitutionality of the Finance Act 2023 and wants the government stopped from implementing it. The society, through lawyer Noel Ngoloma Okwach, claims that the mandatory affordable housing levy threatens the social economic interest of Kenyans. Joy Gatwiri has more.
In a certificate filed under urgency, LSK has moved to court to challenge the constitutionality of the Finance Act 2023, terming the case as urgent, and wants the Constitutional and Human Rights Court to declare the mandatory affordable housing levy fund unconstitutional.
That came to light.
According to LSK President Elik Theuri, the levy threatens the social, economic interest of Kenyans. In the application, LSK argues that this is not the time to increase taxes as the economy has pushed more Kenyans to a tight corner.
So what we have done is that we have gone to court to seek to stop the implementation of the order as has been directed by the Minister of Lands and appointing KRA as the collection agent.
At the same time, LSK has condemned the nature of arrest witnessed across the country during anti-government demonstration, where a majority were youths and children who were arraigned in court. Theuri has said that the first item on the agenda is the discussion to depoliticize the police service so that it serves every Kenyan without the political influence.
The country has slid back to the era where the police are not accountable to the constitution, but rather are held hostage by political considerations. The nature of the violence that was perpetrated appears clearly targeted at a certain community, appears targeted at young people, and the nature of arrest which we have witnessed across the country, even in Nairobi, majority of the people who were arrested were young people. In the process, even children were arrested.
According to Kenya Medical Association Secretary General Diana Marion, most deaths during demonstrations were recorded in Kondele and Nyamasaria, adding that most victims were between ages 18 to 38 and were mostly male. Diana further said that some victims were picked from their homes by police, especially in the Nyamasaria area in Kisumu.
Most of the deaths were recorded in Kondele and Nyamasaria areas. Majority of the victims were between the ages of 17 and 38, and overwhelmingly male. The cause of death so far has been attributed to the use of live and rubber bullets fired at a close range. Some of the victims were picked from their homes by the police, especially within Nyamasaria area. And this includes the case of a minor that we saw that had up to 9 bullets lodged in his body. And the doctors on site also confirmed that several of the injured had injuries to their genital areas.
Joy Gatwiri reporting for Hope TV Newswatch.
Thank you, Joy Gatwiri, for that report. Now, President William Ruto is set to kick off a 5-day developmental tour in Mount Kenya region. This will also be the first time the president is visiting the region after it overwhelmingly voted for him in the August 2022 elections. According to State House spokesperson Hussein Mohammed, the president will begin his tour this weekend in Kiambu County, where he will commission the Githurai water supply project, which will benefit 500,000 residents and connect 8,400 people to clean and safe water. He will also launch the redevelopment of Githurai Market, part of the President's commitment to build 400 markets in 3 years to dignify Mama Mboga's hustles. In Kirinyaga County, Ruto will commission the upgrade of the 42.5-kilometer Marua-Kwawamboi Road. In Nyeri County, the head of state will launch road and water projects. In his busy schedule, President Ruto is expected to hold a meeting with members of the executive for a cabinet meeting at the Sagana State Lodge.
On Sunday, 6 August, the President will host an interdenominational prayer service at the Sagana State Lodge. And later in the afternoon, he will chair a meeting with the leadership of the region. On Monday morning, the head of state will officially launch the upgrading to bitumen standards and maintenance of the 45-kilometer Ichamara-Kariti Road in Mukurweini, Nyeri County. Also, on Monday in Tetu Sub-County, President Ruto will commission the Kaigonji Water Project and thereafter commission the Othaya Water Project, which will benefit 60,000 people with 216 new sewer connections. The President will also open the Nyeri stage and bus park, expected to ease congestion at the terminus. On Tuesday, 8th August, President Ruto will chair a cabinet meeting at Sagana State Lodge. Afterwards, he will open a new Kenya Cooperative Creameries facility in Kiganjo and host a regional leaders conference again at the Sagana State Lodge. President William Ruto will conclude his tour on Wednesday, 9th August, starting with the opening of a 3-storied 175-bed capacity level 4 hospital in Narumoru. He will then witness the groundbreaking of Gishugu Affordable Housing Program in Kirinyaga County, which is part of the 200 units per constituency program, which again he promised to do. And I think 2 days ago, the State Department of Housing and Urban Development again called for or advertised for such projects in several constituencies across the country.
Government ministries, state departments and agencies, MDAs, have until August 15th to submit their annual asset reports to the National Treasury. Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi has said the 19th performance reporting cycle has come to an end and there will be no extension for MDAs yet to submit their reports. In a speech read on his behalf by the Principal Secretary, State Department for Performance Management and Delivery Services, Anne Wangombe, Mudavadi stated that National Treasury is operationalizing assets modules in integrated financial management information systems. This is expected to provide a real-time automated platform of capturing government assets data and reporting on assets using the prescribed templates.
Governments have one goal with respect to asset management, which is to maximize the value of their investment portfolio over time while maintaining an acceptable level of risk. The government of Kenya, to which you are an essential cog, is no exception. In order to achieve the goal of maximizing the value of government investments, the National Treasury has initiated fiscal reforms to automate assets and inventory management in ministries, state departments, and agencies.
And national savings and economic growth slow down. The direct consequences eventually being government is hit by delays in tax incentives leading to fiscal imbalances and reduction in borrowing capacity by government. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, we need to address this concern by breaking the vicious cycle of pending bills in government in order to resuscitate our economy.
And learners at Kabeti Primary School in Embu North Sub-County and the community around have a reason to smile following the opening up of a 1.5 kilometers new link road. The road connecting two adjacent villages to be done courtesy of Kieni South Ward MCA Barnabas Njama at a cost of 1.8 million shillings, comes as a relief to pupils at the school who will be able to get to school and back home with ease. Learners have for the last 10 years been forced to trespass on private farms and on many occasions getting turned away by owners for trampling on crops and forced to take a long route to school.
Hali hii ya barabara imefanya masomo kuzorota katika hii shule ya Kaveti. Imewasababishia wanafunzi wengi sana shida za kisaikolojia, kwa sababu ni vibaya sana mwanafunzi kurauka asubuhi, hajui apitie njia gani, masomo yanamgoja shuleni, na pia hajui atakavyofika kwao nyumbani.
Hiyo shida yenye tumekuwa tukipitia kama wanafunzi, unatoka nyumbani ng'ambo ile ingine, ukifika shule njia imefungwa, inakubidi ushunguke njia mrefu ili ukaweze kufika shule. Ukifika shule umechelewa, na itakubidi mwalimu akuchape kwa sababu a lifetime ni 6 zate na umekunja saa 2. Na hii kamuto mnaiona hapa mbira ndaraja hiyo mvua ikinyesha, ikijaa, watoto wa PP1 wa PP2 unakuta wamepepwa.
Hii njia tumefungua leo itasaidia wakazi wa Kaveti, sababu watoto wa ng'ambo hili watakuwa wanafuka ng'ambo ile ingine na watakuwa na shida ya kwenda shule. Na ile shule ya Kaveti ilikuwa na watoto wadogo sana venye mmeiona. Na saa hii wale wazazi wako hapa wametupromise ama wametuaidia ya kwamba wale watoto walikuwa wako pande hii wote, sasa nikimaliza kutengeneza hii njia watafuka na watafanya transfer wapelekwe shule iko karibu na wao. Hii njia sitaki kuifanya partially. Hii njia nahakikishia wakazi wa Kaveti, hii njia inataka opening. Hiyo ni ile tunakuja na rola, tunapomoa hii miti yote mpaka kule chini, tunaweka daraja. Alafu tukimaliza hiyo tutakuja tuifanye grading, tuweke maraming, alafu tuweke maji na tuweke rola ikanyange vizuri ili kuwe njia mzuri. Na nimeitengea budget ya 1.8 million.
And on that note, let us take a break on Newswatch tonight. We will be back with international news.
Kama vile mashua baharini, mizani imekwisha wasili. Mara hii kila Alhamisi.
Msoleta kabisa, mpenzi mtazamaji, mpenzi msikilizaji wa Mizani.
Tungependa Wakenya waende kwenye nchi ambazo tuko na mikataba nao.
Ulikuwa na Raila Odinga, ukawa na Wajakoya pia. Mbona hongeunga mkono?
Tupe mauzani wa masuala ibuka na chupukayo toka kila pembe ya Kenya na ukanda huu wa Afrika. Yawe mambo au vijimambo, jiongea na kutaarifu na kuarifu zako fikra. Kila Alhamisi saa 1 machweo kwenye runinga ya Hope TV.
Ni tamu.
Tukutane Mizani.
Thank you for consistently tuning in to watch and listen to our content both on Hope TV and Hope FM. You are the reason why we are on air. The CBS Family Service now comes to you every Sunday at 4 p.m. on Hope TV, Hope FM, and on Sitam Church Online.
The Holy Spirit will empower our prayer lives.
Our mission is to know God and to make Him known through evangelism and discipleship.
CBS Family Service on Hope FM and Hope TV, where you look and live.
All to praise how.
Welcome back. Former U.S. President Donald Trump has pleaded not guilty in a Washington, D.C. court to conspiring to overturning his 2022 election defeat. During a short arraignment, the former head of state confirmed his not guilty plea. This marks the former president's third appearance in 4 months as a criminal defendant. About 1,000 defendants charged with participating in the storming of Congress on the 6th of January 2021 have appeared in the same court building. Niger's junta has revoked a raft of military cooperation agreements with France. The decision has been termed to drastically reshape a fight against Islamist insurgents in the region after the ouster of President Mohamed Bazoum last week. France has between 1,000 and 1,500 troops in Niger, helping to fight an insurgency by groups linked to Al-Qaeda and Islamic State that has destabilized West Africa's Sahel region. A decision about the revocation of 5 military deals with France dating between 1977 and 2020 was read out on national television. Like recent coups in neighboring Burkina. Now in business, in a bid to resolve the high cost of electricity in the country, the National Assembly Departmental Committee on Energy have today held a meeting with key energy officials. The primary objective of the meeting was to tackle the escalating cost of electricity in the country, which has had adverse effects on the economy, making it non-responsive and non-competitive. The Vincent Musyoka-led committee has raised several concerns with discrepancies in electricity unit costing and the upward review of tariffs by the Energy Pricing Regulatory Authority, EPRA. Auditor General Nancy Gathungu has said that the government had successfully renegotiated a government-to-government oil deal.
The office has established an energy sector directorate that primarily deals with or focuses on looking at the mandate of all the entities that are in that particular sector.
If we are satisfied that these projects have got a positive contribution to the economy in terms of employment creation, in terms of stimulating the economy, and so stimulating the economy, in that case we are able to give the letter of support or whatever guarantees or what they call the credit enhancement tools that the lenders would require, then we will be able to provide that.
Because from where I sit, that letter can only be given some certain guarantees that if something was to happen with Kenya Power, then you people now come in to take that responsibility. And I would want to understand why would, in the first place, why would want to do that? Because Kenya Power is generally a company like any other. So I run a small company that does ICT and engineering stuff. So can I come and you give me such?
Kitui and Nairobi City County governments are exploring possible inter-county tourism exchange collaborations with a view of realizing the sector's full economic potential. This has been revealed during a courtesy call meeting between Kitui Governor Dr. Julius Malombe and a delegation of Nairobi City County government officials led by CECM for Inclusivity, Public Participation and Customer Service, Dr. Anastasia Nyalita. The talks touched on mapping and packaging of tourism products in the two counties, as well as modalities of symbiotic collaborations with the private sector with the help of the Kenya Tourism Board, KTB. KTB is working closely with counties to spearhead the development of tourism facilities and experiences to ultimately broaden the scope of tourism across the country.
With a focus on tourism and with support from the Kenya Tourism Board, we're very delighted because we know that we have a lot to offer in Nairobi. It's the hub, it's a transit area. But what do people do outside of? Those people want to have a taste of the countryside. So this is where Kitui comes in. And ours is to ensure that we support with Kenya Tourism Board, and this is the reason for we had this particular exercise, is that we have that collaboration. So that for the products and unique offerings that you have in Kitui County, for the products and offerings that we have within the Nairobi City County. Then there is collaboration.
A lot of tourists could be coming to Kitui, courtesy of Nairobi City County, because they could be referring people who don't want to go very far from Nairobi. They want to go and see something else different from Nairobi, but which is near and which has several things it can offer. We have the Savo East Game Reserve, Game Park, actually it's a game park, but we have Mwingi North, the Game Reserve, and we have South Kitui. It's not Kitui South, South Kitui Game Reserve, which is next to Savo, and we are working together with the Ministry of Tourism, the National Ministry of Tourism, Heritage and Wildlife, headed by our former Deputy Governor here, Penina Malonza. And there is a lot.
And now in sports, former Mwamba RFC coach Kelvin Wambua has been finally confirmed as the new head coach of the National Sevens rugby team. Wambua will be deputized by Strathmore Leos coach Lois Kisia, whereas Steve Sewell will be the team manager. Former Shujaa captain Andrew Amonde will be in charge of strength and conditioning, while Lamek Bogonko will be the team physio. Wambua boasts a rich background in rugby as a player and coach. His coaching resume includes stints as head coach of the national women's team, Kenya Lioness Mwamba RFC, and Laser Hill School. Wambua has also been the assistant coach for the Lionesses 15s and 7 sides, as well as Shujaa.
We are on the track to rebuild, and Shujaa, as our pride of Kenya, we are confident that for sure this team that we have chosen will be able to take us forward. And we just want to implore in everyone as Kenyans that we're in this together, and for Kenya Rugby, we are promising to work together with all of us in this journey. So as a member of the board and our board, together as a board, we are really hopeful that we have your backing and all our fans and all the members of the press today. I'm sure that this announcement is also a relief to you. We have been waiting for long, and this is now the official statement.
Football Kenya Federation Premier League side Tusker FC has confirmed the acquisition of 5 new players ahead of the 2023-2024 season. The club has acquired the services of Joseph Mwangi, James Kibande, Fabian Adikini, and Ugandan John Byakmukama, while goalkeeper Edwin Simiyu has been promoted from the youth team. Speaking during the unveiling of the new players, Tusker FC head coach Robert Matano expressed confidence with the new additions to his side, noting the move will strengthen his squad ahead of the new season. Tusker FC will kick off the new season on the 26th of this month against Mombasa-based Bandari FC.
Kwa majina naitwa Edwin Simeo from Tusker Youth, nimepromotiwa to senior team. First of all, shukuru God for this chance. Haijakuwa rahisi.
Let down. This is on KPL, kwanza lazima tutoke nayo kwanza. Hopefully itakuwa BA.
Huku ni machampe. Sa lazima pia mimi ni work pamoja nao tuzidi kuleta vikombe hii team.
My target as a player this season, I want to win a trophy with this team. So I'm going to give all my best for the team so we can win more trophies here.
So to the fans of Tusker FC, I would like you to expect the best from me.
Maybe next week, this week we are leaving to Arusha for some friendlies and the pre-season training for the players bonding. And it's good. I appreciate management for listening to our request and also the
I'm happy, and my technical bench and the players. And in football, anything can happen. But our aim was to win the league, but we didn't manage. At last minute, we collapsed around 2 matches to go. We don't want to repeat those kind of mistakes.
As you're all aware, we started our pre-season training on the 17th of July, and that has been ongoing. As we also got to seek the services of players who we felt that they would be of great addition to this team. Last season, you are all aware, we finished second, just by a point difference. And we are doing all we can this season to ensure that we close the gaps that were there, so that we are able to retain our title, or rather clinch our title, that we've had over the last 2 years. Ya mwisho.
Chelsea have signed French international defender Axel Disasi from Monaco on a 6-year contract for a reported fee of 38.6 million euros. The 25-year-old, who has made 130 appearances in Ligue 1, has been capped 4 times and was part of France's squad at last year's World Cup. The Blues dipped into the market for a centre-back after Wesley Fofana suffered a serious knee injury. New Blues manager Mauricio Pochettino is overhauling his squad following the club's worst Premier League season in almost 30 years.
In French, we say Disasi.
Disasi.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Very nice.
Yeah.
And that's all we had for you on Newswatch tonight. On behalf of the whole crew that has made this a success, thank you for watching. I'm Tess Njenga, and our sign language interpreter is Boniface Mureithi. Friday Friends is coming up next. Enjoy and have a good night.